Welcome back. So on today's video, I'm gonna be doing a European mount. Just kind of showing y'all how I do it the easy way. If you're not looking for a professional finish, I mean, it's gonna look halfway decent, but it's not gonna be the best thing on the market. So, first of all, got this shrimp. We always boil shrimp and stuff on this. Little propane tank right here. And we'll just go ahead and I'll get everything set up. Alright, so this is everything you're going to need. This is my canning pot. I don't know how many gallons it is, but it's relatively large. Like I said, I think I got it for 35 bucks. Then you've got this boiler thing, Bayou Classic. Runs off a little propane tank. Okay. Alright. Then you've got your deer head. Check. And then I like to use, is an older flathead, so you can get some of the meat off. And then I have this knife. It's an older knife, pretty dull, but it's good for cutting off and getting in there, and I don't have to worry about messing it up. Alright guys, so I just hooked up my propane tank. Open the valve. Lower that down a little bit. Boom. Don't need it too awful high. You don't want to burn the bottom of your pot. And you don't want to burn too much propane. Alright. Pretty good level. So you're not too high, not too low. Alright. So, take my pot, put it up on there. One thing that helps is if you have some borax. I recommend using that too. It helps get all the gunk out of there a little bit easier. Essentially. So, here's my deer head. I still got the eyeballs and a little bit of junk still on the back of it, but it's not a big deal. You want to make sure you have the bottom jaw removed. You want to make sure you don't break off the nose. That's important. And that's also why I said put that little metal grate down in the bottom. So, since I've got a little bit of junk still on there, like see right here on this cheek, right underneath the eye socket, I got myself a little bag, a little trash bag. I'm gonna go through, try to remove a little bit of this gunk before it gets in the pot, because then it's just gonna be floating around. Got my knife kit. Alright, so got my knife there. Give that a slice. Boom. Get whatever junk I can get off of there already. I could have done this as soon as I'd cut the deer head up, but out of time restraints, I wasn't able to. So I'm doing it now to the best of my abilities. Alright. Probably stay in there. That eyeball come out pretty easy. You'll have the brain. You'll have to take this flathead screwdriver. Also, this is another reason why I like this blade. It's real thin. I can get up in there and get the brain out easily. So, pretty simple. I'm gonna go ahead, drop her down in there. And then I'll leave it like that. lot of times you get a little tint on your antlers. It shouldn't be too bad. So, as you can see, water level's right up to the burr, so it's not too high. And then one major thing you probably need while doing this, time. It'll take a while, so make sure you're not trying to get it done in an hour or two. It'll probably end up taking a little more than that. But I'll take you all through the process, and I'll give you all some updates as I go. So thanks for watching. Stick with me. Alright guys, so it's about 8 o'clock. It's been going for about 3 hours now. So I'll go ahead and pull this up near the camera. Okay, so you can see I cut a whole bunch of the gunk off in the nose, a whole bunch around the eyes. So as you can see, you see these little remnants of stuff that you need to get off, especially around the back. And then up there in the brain cavity, you need to get a whole bunch of that stuff out. But it's clearing up real nice. All I really need to do is kind of just, let's see if I can get a good angle. Alright, so you go like this with the sharp knife. You go down the edge, just peel a whole bunch of that stuff off. And you can pretty much go out throughout the entire deer head, and stuff will start falling off slowly but surely, and you won't have to worry about too awful much. But I'll probably end up keeping it in another 2 hours, probably 10 o'clock, something like that. And then I'll be able to clean it out completely. And I'll let it sit, and then after that I'll come through and I'll tape up the antlers, and I'll go ahead and paint it. So, alright guys, so here's the follow-up on that deer that I was going to European mount. So as you can see, there's still a little bit of gunk left up on there, but that should scrape off pretty well. It's been sitting for a while. I got busy, but I didn't break the nose, and you can see most of this stuff is out of it. And then one of the most important things is getting the brain and everything out of here, out of this hole. And you probably can't see in there, but it's clear. So with all the gunk pretty much out of it, I'm just gonna go through and nitpick a little bit. And then also one thing that I failed to mention is covering these, covering up your bases. You will kind of get a little bit of a tinge. You can probably wipe it off, and or if it doesn't bother you, it doesn't really bother me, especially for what this is. But you can either cover them when you're doing the European mount, or you can come back through with some wood stain, or if you go to Mackenzie or some sort of taxidermy site, you can probably get the actual stain for the antlers, and you could put it back on there, and it looks just fine. But I'm happy with how it turned out. I will end up cleaning this out and then painting it. I just use spray paint personally. I'm not too worried. Like I said, it's not going to be a professional job. This is just your quick guide to getting it done, so you can set it in your barn or even set it in your house, wherever you want to put it. So stick with me. Okay, so you can see right up in here, I'm just going to take this knife, try to get up in there. Popped off. And then also on here, I'm just going to scrape this off, and it is going to make a mess. So I'm going to continue this process until I get it cleaned out. Alright guys, so I got it cleaned off. About as good as I've really cared to clean it. So you can see Got it up on a backstop. This is a little bit of gunk on there, not too much. This is dried. It doesn't stink or anything. I was gonna try to get it off, but I could totally see myself breaking that nose off. But as you can see, I covered the pedicles, and just tried getting as tight as I could, and then got up here and covered up the rest of the brows, or almost to the brows. I'm gonna end up taking these food line bag, put this over top, and then I'm just taking some regular old white Rust-Oleum. I'm gonna end up painting it, and then I'll show you all the final result. So here's what it looks like so far. It's not perfect, but for something that's not professionally done, it's pretty good. You can see from a distance it looks pretty even. I like the contrast of the white with the antlers. So I hope you all learned something. Enjoy. If you have any tips, just let me know in the comments down below. Gotta get going.